Yeah, go for it.
Hi, I'm Raymond, and you're listening to Insert Quest here. Ooh, I don't know why I did it like that. Today we're playing Apocalypse World. This is our Verdant Mountains campaign, or Reclaimed Earth, depending on where you're listening to it. I am joined today by Ryan.
All right. Hey, everybody. I am Ryan. You may recognize my voice from some such other podcasts as Ragnarok. Um, I'm going to be playing the Maestro D of our group, Saffron. Saffron is transgressing. He wears vintage clothing. He has a very nice suit with a red sport coat. He has a porcelain face. He has mischievous eyes. A curvy body and precise hands, and he runs a sex theater off of an old riverboat.
Who's next? Put up your hand.
I may or may not have my hand up. You can't tell. I guess that means I'm next. All right. Hello, I am Alex. You might also recognize me from such audio drama podcasts as Ragnarok. And I am playing Canteen Ayazama. He is the water bearer of our little enclave. He is a man with ornate wear, a strong face, watchful eyes, and a mended body. He wears a golden toga and sandals, and he has an ornamental chain that has a whole bunch of little vials of water strapped to it. That's the symbol, his symbol of not his position as Canteen. He is the spiritual leader of our hardhold. He runs the Aquifer of the Soul.
Brandon, your microphone is muted. I know that it's not
Oh,
muted
okay.
on chat, but it is muted hardwire.
I thought it was my headset.
No. Now it's definitely muted on the Hangout. I can see the little muted icon. He's working it out, listeners. So last run, there was a expedition to a water bottling plant, as well as some political maneuvering back at the Enclave. How you going, Brandon? Nope, still not working. I trust him to work it out. Um, yeah, so they went to the water bottling plant in the hopes of finding some lights. They did spot some lights, but they didn't actually manage to collect any. They ran out of time. And then they powered back to the camp. So we'll probably. I was thinking maybe. I'm not sure whether we want to pick up straight there, or whether we maybe want to think about doing maybe some not so much a time skip, but like some, what is the word I'm looking for? Narrative time is what we'll call it.
Narrative convenience.
Hmm.
All right. Yeah, I'm down with that.
I
Yeah,
think
sure.
I can hear Brandon, by the
Yeah,
way.
I heard he said something.
Did I? No, I didn't.
Ah, he did.
Brandon, who are you playing?
I don't know, some woman who has a complicated personality. No, I'm playing Ozair. She is a mechanic known as a savvy head in the Apocalypse World system. She is ambiguous. She wears vintage clothing in the form of a coat. She's very pretty. She looks like a model. But, yeah, that's about all her. About all her. Oh, good.
It's going
That's
to be
all
one
I'm
of
gonna say.
those games.
Yep. I think that's par for the course for me. So,
Yeah, so I was thinking of maybe some like narrative time, unless anyone had anything that they like felt story-wise needed to be needed to be done as soon as they got back. Because that, if we go for a little more narrativistic
I don't
time,
have anything that needed to be did.
yeah. Because if we do that, then that gives Ryan Saffron some time for her spy to become useful.
Yeah, I think
His spy. His
unless
spy.
unless someone is making another attempt on my character's life, he's just going to go on with the performances of his show and making money as a dramaturge pimp, and things will, develop.
So, Brandon, what is Ozair doing when you guys get back to camp, to home?
oh.
Are you planning on going back and getting those lights? Or...
Well, should we highlight stats first, perhaps?
Yes, we should. Thank you for reminding me I'm a terrible GM.
Always on the ball with that one.
I know, I don't know why I always forget it.
So, I'll just go first. Aizana, what should I highlight?
I would like to level up. I need one more experience point. So my cool or my hard would be cool.
Okay. Go with cool.
All right, I don't even have to erase anything. GM, since we're skipping some narrative time, can I erase that one harm that I have?
You definitely can.
All right.
As you comb your hair over to hide your bird
There we
scar.
go. Boop. All right. So, who has my highest? Ozair. What would you like to have done?
Well,
That was a odd phrasing there.
let's see.
All of
What
the sex stuff.
surprise me?
Okay. Why don't you take?
I don't use cool, and I rarely use hard.
So why don't you highlight cool twice? No, I'm kidding. How about sharp?
Okay. I'm fine with that. And Mr. GM.
Yes. Well, and Ryan.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Ryan
that
as
guy.
well too.
Okay.
Both of you guys have history +1 with me currently, so.
Yep.
I'm gonna roll a die. Evens it's Aizama. Odds it is Ozair. And I am rolling. Okay, it's a 4.
Oh, that's me. All right. So Saffron, why don't you highlight your hot? You might
All right.
need it.
Hot is my main stat, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I figured.
And then I would like you all to highlight your weird.
Oh.
That's my worst one.
Yeah.
Yes. Just keep highlighting my 2 best stats, the only ones I want to use.
Oh, I see how it is.
Give me my 3rd level up.
I'm almost at my first. So close.
You're becoming the Jacob of this game, Brandon, just reminding us all about how much higher your character's level is.
Oh, I remember when I hit level 1. Those were the days.
I
Exactly.
just want to say I'm loving this trend of talking about the Numenera campaign and it
That we
getting
haven't
further
all-
and further into the past.
Never
Yeah.
post it, ever.
Brandon had the brilliant idea of never posting the Numenera campaign and just making it this ongoing thing. We'll see.
I heard about a Numenera campaign once. I heard the legends.
So, yes. What do What does the Ozair exploratory party do when they immediately return to the enclave?
Well, Ayazama probably heads to the source to tend to his wound because I believe it is also our center of healing. So he probably needs to soak a bandage in some water and put it on his head.
Ozair rolls her start of session move.
Yes, do that too. You failed.
Let's see. 2, 4, 5. Yes.
Oh wow.
So on a miss, you can spend the hold, and you can have it. You can have me be somewhere, but trapped, pinned, or caught.
So just randomly in the middle of the game, you guys hear screaming from the old well.
Help! I fallen. I can't get up.
I'm some kind of turtle.
Ozair, how did you get into that giant Venus flytrap's jaws?
Crawled in, hoping it would kill me.
I thought it was a light source.
Sorry.
Ozair, what do you tell people about your trip? Because people they see you come out of the forest and out of the jungle, and a bunch of people run up and like, oh, how did it go? What was there? Did you get the lights? You don't look like you have any. Why don't you have any lights? Where are all the lights?
Ozair ignores them.
Oh.
And goes to, let's see, where is she going? She goes to the non-religious doctor. Is there such a thing as a non-religious doctor?
If there is, you're
What
going
a
to have to
strange
give
question.
them a name.
Okay. The non-religious doctor's name is...
What's a
Something.
medical equipment brand?
Medical equipment.
Band-Aid?
Alright, it's
I
Band-Aid.
mean, you're correct. It's Band-Aid? Cool.
It's Band-Aid.
Alright.
Gonna go see that Band-Aid.
It's Band-Aid the Third.
Great.
A long line of Band-Aids. Where is Band-Aid's office?
Somewhere in the dam. Like, in one of the empty spaces that used to function as the actual medical office for the dam. I don't know.
Sure, the medical office is sort of off this, it's a large room. There's a lot of there were tables and stuff in here, but you cut them up and used the material because they were metal tables. You know, they were useful for other things. Don't really need tables. And now it's sort of like a gathering area for children. So there's a bunch of children running around in here. When you walk in, and then off to the side, you see the bead curtain that serves as the doorway to the doctor's office, to Band-Aid's suite.
Oh god, are they going to tell me to rub this crystal on it? I sigh and walk through the beaded curtain.
You see a figure with a sort of a cloth face mask on and mismatched goggles, sitting there in a sort of a meditative pose, and there's like a sort of a acrid but sweet scent in the air coming from like a bowl of little burning chunks of wood or something in front of them. They just sort of look towards you, and then you see them make a gesture as if to say sit.
Ozair has a brief thought of turning around and leaving and going to Ayazama because this is ridiculous.
Ayazama accepts more insurance.
But she sits reluctantly.
As you sit, they wait a few moments and then pull down the cloth over their face, and you see some sort of mild scarring around their mouth. And then they say, "Sorry, I was meditating. What do you need? What's the problem? You got a bit of a thing on you. You got a cheek wound. That's the word, cheek wound."
Yes, I was just hoping that I was bitten by some wild person in the Verdant,
Ooh.
and I was hoping that, I should probably come to you, over the church.
I'm flattered that you came to me rather than go to the canteen. Most people believe that their magic water will cure all.
I think it
Water.
can, but
Look, if you don't like my medical practices, you can get the fuck out. You want magic water? Go get your fucking magic water. And they sort of walk off to the other side of their room.
Ozair kind of sighs in her cross-legged position on the floor and says, this is why no one likes you. And I stand up and I leave.
Yeah, good riddance to you. Fuck off, mate. Don't give a fuck. Tell those children to keep it down. I'm trying to meditate.
I look at the children, and she raises her arms and, screams and yells and waves her arms to get them more riled up.
They all start jumping off the walls, metaphorically speaking.
Ozair is going to reluctantly go to the source.
Band-Aid isn't known for their bedside manner.
No wonder the source is so popular in comparison to Hippie Doctor.
How do you know they're hippie? They might just be indie.
Emo. Hipster.
Scene. There's Scene Doctor. So you're gonna go to the canteen. Brilliant. Do it.
I'm going to avoid the canteen.
Oh! You
And-
walk in. There's the canteen.
Well, I mean, it's one room.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to avoid.
I was
Is
like-
there a pre-functionary I can see? Some type of functionary?
Well, there's the foyer where everyone has to drop their weapons in the post-apocalyptic cubbies, and then there's just the room with the source, and then the canteen's apartments in the back behind the source.
She takes her crowbar and gun and puts them in the cubby, and then looks at Ayazama. and then
Ayazama,
grabs-
sorry.
Oh, continue. No.
No, I was gonna say Ayazama is sitting on the floor, and Babylon is putting the bandage on his head, and he said, "No, I told you, it was just a bird. It's fine. You don't need to worry about it. I'm going to be fine." Oh, Ozair. Hello.
Looks like you're busy. She's kind of tucking the crowbar back in her belt and putting
No, it's fine. Just we can tend to you if you're injured as well. Just leave your items and come on in.
I don't know what to do.
Well, you put them in the cubby, and remember your number, and then walk through the door.
She rolls her eyes. The biggest eye roll, petulant teenager style.
Yeah.
She kind of lifts her weapons, places it back in the same cubby, turns around almost robotically, and reluctantly walks inside of the church, quote unquote.
Yes. Ozair, you're Ozair. Ayazama takes, since they already have the medical supplies out, he takes one of their bandages and dips it into the water from the source. Where is your wound?
She kind
Oh,
of
it was like on your
sighs
face,
at
right?
you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. Yeah, it's like your cheek. So Ayazama undoes the handkerchief you tied around your face before and applies an actual bandage in much the same way, just sort of tying it around your head, because without adhesive there's really no other way to get a bandage on your cheek unless we just unless we go around your mouth. Nah, it's okay.
Mm. She kind of sighs and says, I didn't. She kind of looks, as she starts, she kind of looks over at Babylon, who's probably standing close-ish, I would assume.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
like nurse.
I didn't get what I want.
What, the lights? No, not the lights, of course not. Babylon, could you give us a moment? And I think she nods and walks in the back to the apartment.
I kind of looks at you. The whole reason I was doing the lights was to make some change, Ayazama.
And you think you didn't get that?
I don't think the lights will be enough. That's why I decided to leave. Plus, I couldn't let you or your assistant or my brother's husbands or your bodyguard get killed. That's why I left.
Well, I appreciate that sentiment, and I'm sure everyone else does, but we knew the dangers when we left, and we know how important the lights are. But do you think there is some other way that you can bring about this change that you want?
I don't know.
Have you ever actually came here for a ceremony, Ozair?
She kind of looks around maybe once or twice with my father.
The source, in addition to healing and just being generally delicious water, it can also help show people the way. Will you pray with me, Ozair?
She kind of squints her eyes at you and
Or at least be receptive while I pray.
she looks over at the gun in the cubby, kind of bites her lip and kind of says, yes, I will pray, Ayazama. To what purpose, I do not know, but
Sometimes we don't find out the purpose for the prayer until after it's done. And I would like to use my step into the flow move, so when you lead a group in true ceremony, roll plus cool.
Go for
One.
it. Do that,
All right.
do that true ceremony.
Well, that is a 7. I level up! I get to mark off 1! Woohoo! Do-do-do-do! Ayazama glows as he leads you in prayer. No. So 7 to 9, I choose 1. So I'm going to give this one to Ozair. Ozair, would you say that you're more lost or bereft right now? Or distraught?
I don't know. Probably lost, I would think. I think that's what Ozair would think she is.
Okay, so on a 7 to 9, anyone lost is reassured. So through the ceremony, it's a small and quiet affair. Basically, just a few prayers with the bowl of water that he dips into the platinum basin. Ayazama takes a sip and says a prayer, and then passes it to Ozair so that she can drink while he says the prayer for her. And they have a little ceremony. And he says, "I agree, Ozair, that change is a necessary part of life. If the water, we see it in rivers, that they change their course over time and meander in new directions and carve new paths. I believe that you could be the river for our community and help us carve a new path, whether it is through lights to help keep the bone chewers away or through some other means that you haven't discovered yet or haven't spoken out loud. I have faith in you, Ozair, whether or not you may have it in yourself."
She kind of squints at you, as she is off to do, and kind of says, "I will not call you Canteen, but thank you, Ayazama."
You're very welcome. And make sure to change that bandage every day, otherwise it could get pretty gross.
It's not as bad as it looks.
Ayazama gives you like 3 bandages, knowing so you don't have to come back. Just keep it as clean as you can.
She shoves them somewhere in her giant coat.
That's keeping them clean.
Her coat is clean.
Well, when I say bandages, it's probably some sort of lake
Gauze.
weed or something that's been straightened out and woven into a bandage. Yeah.
Put this weed on your. Put this dank nug on your wound.
It has some antiseptic properties. Not that people know. Not that we know that. We just know that if you put it on wounds, they tend to not get infected.
It's not the only thing with antiseptic properties, if you know what I mean.
She nods at you and says, "Perhaps I will return for the next service. Perhaps not."
I would be happy to see you there.
And she goes over to the cubbies, takes her weaponry out, and looks back at you and says, "After all, Ayazama, I am your river." And she leaves.
I said our river, but very well.
I'm liking all this gay text. It's not even subtext.
Is it gay or is it straight? No one knows.
Nobody knows. Where it
It's
stops,
the apocalypse.
nobody knows. Some men just have wombs, like Ethan.
Yep.
Sorry. Father, mother.
So out of character, do I level up now or at the end of the session?
Go now. If you can
Yeah.
make the decision quickly, then go now.
Well, if you're doing
Yeah,
someone
'cause you
else's
can-
scene, I will.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to. So, are you going to go back and get those lights, Ozair?
Within what period of time are we talking about? Like the next day?
Are you going to do it the next day?
No, not the next day.
Alright, so you've got a few days until... You've got a few days to play with. So, like, what are you guys going to be doing over the next few days? So, are you going to be making preparations for anything, or are you just going to be sort of passing the time? We'll start with Saffron.
All right. Well, at the end of last session, I took a new move. Maestro D move, a devil with a blade. So I think that in order to weave that into the story a bit more, Saffron is going to work a sword fighting scene or some kind of bladed weapon fighting scene into his weird, sexy rendition of Stephen King's Carrie. And he and the rest of his ensemble will be rehearsing for that.
Okay, cool, cool. Um, Tell me what kind of weapons in this sword fight are the combatants using? You know, are they using swords? Is it like a rapier duel, or is it some kind of ferocious ballet?
I kind of picture this as vaguely like Elizabethan Shakespearean in a way, so maybe it is like a rapier duel.
Something bit of Romeo and Juliet. Cool. And
Um,
what? And is that the kind of swords? Have you somehow managed to make rapiers, or are they just holding machetes at one another?
um,
Are they using wasters? Maybe you guys have made swords from the trees.
so one of the elements of my place is that everybody's packing. My cast and crew are a gang. So I kind of picture that everybody had a weapon on them anyway, just in case something went wrong with a client or they needed to defend themselves for whatever reason, because it is the post-apocalyptic future. So I guess I'm
I just pictured most of those as concealable knives and stuff that they
okay.
had on themselves, or derringers if they somehow managed to get derringers. That
Fair
that
enough.
weird that weird crossbow knife gauntlet
Fair.
that fuck Ice T has. Is it Ice T or Ice? It's Ice T. That Ice T has in the Johnny Mnemonic movie.
Yeah.
It's got the knife gauntlet.
So yeah, maybe we have fashioned some crude long thin rapiers out of wood or something else. But it's still
Willow would probably be a good rapier stand-in because it's flexible.
all right. Sounds good.
Cool. Nice. So that's some of the stuff that you're doing. Is there anything else that you're doing over the next few days?
Probably keeping an eye out on that dead drop in case Cockle wants to get in touch with me.
Cockle, was it?
Yeah, was my spy.
Yeah, yeah, cool. All right. Ayazama, what is the church doing?
Well, since he is back, regular daily services have resumed, and Ayazama is also making sure to go to Pacifica to see if she still wants her personal services.
She does. Tell me what has been troubling Pacifica lately?
Um, I think she's a little worried about the fractures that seem to be forming in the community. There's, all this talk about making a militia now, and then Ozair's plan for the lights, and people wanting to claim Saffron's boat, and it seems like there's just it's rest. The people are restless.
Hmm. Canteen Ayazama, do you have any idea of a way that we could maybe bring the people together, even if only for one day, something we could do as a community that would get people's minds off this fighting and remember that we're stronger when we work together.
Well, a holiday always brings people together. Perhaps some sort of fair or carnival, as the ancients used to call it.
It's carnival.
A celebration of everything that makes our community strong. It could go a long way to help calm the nerves of people and assuage some of the fears that people have.
Very well. Thank you for your help, and I'm sorry that the journey to the into the Verdant was not fruitful.
Oh, it was not entirely without fruit, so to speak. And just be careful, Pacifica. There are those who feel that perhaps the community needs a stronger hand. Just make sure that you don't give anyone a reason to question.
Thank you. Is there anything else that you are doing, Ivan?
I don't think so. Perhaps talking with Alyssa to see if there's anything that we learned from the water tanks at the bottling plant we went to that we could bring to the source, but that's just sort of, long planning stuff.
All right. So when you find her, she's sort of she's sitting at as far away from the water processing equipment that you have as possible, and she's sort of looking at it, and she's got like a bunch of scraps of dried eel skin and bark and what passes for paper around her and charcoal, and she's scribbling down notes and symbols and also like doing drawings, and some of the drawings are going onto the concrete and steel of the floor. She's not like feverish and like possessed with a desire. She's just focused and working hard at what she's doing.
Oh, you seem to have certainly taken to your work with gusto, Alyssa.
I feel like there's a lot we could learn from the water processing, from that water bottling plant. Maybe we should make another journey, some sort of, I don't know, maybe a church-funded expedition to excavate the site?
That might not be the worst idea, but what is it that you hope to learn?
Well, there's a few things I noticed. One is I think there might be a way to make more of the water treatable. At the moment, we're doing pure. What is the word I want here? We're doing filtration through substances. We've got like sand and occasionally charcoal, and we can negotiate it from the burners. But apparently, the machinery they had at that water processing place, it used some kind of light or something to purify the water, and I just think we might be able to get more volume through the system. But I also think that there might be some better ways to bottle as well, some better ways to store the essence of the system. At the moment, we've sort of got that bubbling pool and we're scooping the water out of it, but if we could maybe co-opt some of their machine bottling system, we might be able to start bottling the water on faster and more efficiently.
To what end, though?
Well, if we can bottle it easier and refine it into the healing waters more easily, then perhaps we could teach the hunters how to use the healing water. They could take it with them on their trips so that if they get injured in the Verdant, they don't have to rush back here. They have some measure of healing they can provide in the field beyond just slapping absorbent material onto their face.
Well, it is an interesting idea. We shall see about setting up a return mission, and perhaps we will be able to one day bring the source water to more people.
For you, Alex,
Yeah.
you can do either one of those or none of them, but you can't do both. You can't.
What do you mean?
You can't do the bottling and the filtration. You don't have the manpower.
Oh no, he
or the
doesn't. Ayazama
space.
doesn't want to do either.
Oh, good. I just was saying, if you did
Yeah.
want to do them, you can only do one. You can't do both.
Well, no, because then if more people have the water, he's less important. And the
That's
church
fair.
itself is less important. So
No, I get you.
he's giving her a little pat on the shoulder and saying, "Yeah, good work, keep it up," with no intention of ever following up.
Brilliant. I like this. I like that you're doing exactly what Ethan would do.
Yeah. Well, keep up the good work, Lisa. I look forward to seeing what you come up with. And I
thank
walk
you,
away.
Canteen. I think I'll switch over to Ozair, unless there's anything else you want to do, Azama. Nope. Cool.
No, sorry, I hit the wrong button and I couldn't unmute my
No,
mic.
that's fine. You were muted. It's cool. I got it. We were there. So Ozair, what are you doing over the next few days?
Two things.
Go
First,
for it.
I am going to go to my father and get the rest of those dang binders from him.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing I wanted to do was to work a gig because I am running out of money.
All right. Which do you want to do first? Which one would you do after going and speaking to the doctor and Ayazama?
She would go see her father because, well, first she'd go, whatever, it doesn't matter. She'd go see her father with the other binder.
All right. So we're gonna do this kind of fiasco-y. Does this go well for you, or does it not?
Well, her father told her to come back if she thought that she should do this, so that's what she's doing. So, it goes well. Of course it does. Why not? Because
All right.
he keeps his word. Because I think it would be out of character for him not to keep to his promise.
Yeah, but if you'd gone with
Yeah.
it doesn't go well for me, then maybe there's another complication. It's not
I
that
get
he wouldn't
shot.
give you the binders. It's just like, something else happens that is shit.
Shot by a jealous husband. No.
He trusts Ozair the fool. So you go to Ethan's home, and when you get there, he looks like he's rushing to go somewhere. You see him like tidying his clothes or whatever, putting on his cleanest overalls, and checking his 5 teeth.
What are you doing?
I have a meeting with the cons. I need to be presentable.
How nice. I pick up put the binder in his face and kind of say, I need the rest of them.
He sighs and says, "Very well. I hope you know what you're doing."
No, but,
I trust that you'll make a good choice. But I have to
Change
go.
isn't-
And then he rushes out the door. Can't keep the cons waiting, I love you.
You can make them wait. They make everyone else wait.
I can't hear you. I'm gone.
She goes to the area where she first saw him pull the binders from.
Do you remember where that is?
It was under his bed, or
There we
something
go.
like that.
It was under his bed, but I
Lay
thought
on the binders. Thin mattress on the binders. Ooh, so comfortable.
Ooh, the rings. They're like massage balls.
Exactly. How many are
Yep.
there?
There is 5 binders.
Oh
They're
my
quite
god.
thick.
Oh my god.
Did you have, did you, they're like, those installment encyclopedia
Oh
binders, you
my
know, you
god.
get like one magazine of information each month for like 10 years.
I picked them all up.
Or legal binders, like with a bunch of fucking leafs of just fucking law in there. Except schematics. They're like 2 inches thick.
Is there a non-used, some kind of milk crate that could fit all these binders in?
There is your mother's chair. Well, not your mother's chair, sorry. There's a chair at in the kitchen that has it's a milk crate with a wooden back attached to it. You can take the wooden back off and then like I don't know, leave some work cards.
Sorry, Father, for I have sinned, and I pull the wooden back and place it gently on the table, putting all my binders in, and heading back to my workshop.
Brilliant. Do you pass anyone on the way back? Anyone important, basically. Any of the named characters.
Um,
So basically, do you want to have an interaction?
Ozair wouldn't have an interaction, even if they wanted to have an interaction with her.
Yeah, but I'm asking you, Brandon, the player.
Probably not.
Do you think it would be dramatically interesting?
No, it wouldn't.
Alright, good. Cool. Alright, so you've got the binders. What are you going to do about food for the next few days?
Well, I still have one barter, so I already spent my barter.
One barter's pretty low.
No, it's not that low. I mean,
I know it's not. Are you going to work a gig?
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
Good. What kind of gig are you thinking, or do I just say one?
I have 3 kinds of gigs I can do. I can maintain a wealthy NPC's finicky or fragile tech, repair a wealthy NPC's high-tech equipment, or conduct research for a wealthy NPC. So I'm sure that in order to get my large amount of barter I started with, because the Savvy Head starts with 6, I know someone. What's that rich guy's name?
Which one?
The rich one that Saffron goes to all the time.
The patron of the arts? That
Yes.
is...
Toyota.
Sure he has a jukebox or a phonograph.
He has a sous vide machine of some kind. Remember?
Yes.
We've established that he sous vides.
Oh, good. I think this is how it works. I think Ozair usually doesn't do this because she doesn't care, but there's a box, like a suggestion box, but it's not actually a suggestion box, it's just like a request box.
Yeah.
And like
there's too many jobs to be done around the place for all the jobs to get done. So they get put in, and whatever comes out is the one that gets done.
So she is hurriedly looking through these like little dried leaf with writing on it, and looking for something that looks lucrative to her eyes.
All right.
Possibly horribly dangerous.
You see a request from Toyota that says something about they traded for a piece of equipment and it was working fine, but now it stopped working and they need some help.
Kind of look around my little workshop. Are any of my skilled laborers there?
Only one. The rest are already out on assignments.
Okay, let's make that my cousin, Pamming. I think that's her
Good old
name.
Pamming.
Uh,
Pamming is interested in the stars, as I recall.
yes. Yes, Pamming. So, what is she doing right now? Is she just kind of sitting around, or is she working on something, or?
She's having her lunch break. She's eating some lobster crayfish type salad, I guess you'd say. Seaweed and crayfish, so you know.
I think on the farthest wall by the chalkboard that has now been wiped off she's wiped the lights off of it, is a kind of four-sectioned like hook to hang your tool belt on, and there's one that never gets taken off, and that's Ozair's because she usually doesn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of reaches over Pamming and grabs it and like starts putting it on.
Oh, are you going out on a job?
I know, right?
It's just normally you delegate and focus on important tasks.
My purse is running a little low.
Do you need help or anything? Do you need me to come with, or?
Kind of looks at her and says, "Eh, all right. A second set of hands wouldn't help."
Damn it, I really thought you'd say no. Alright. She says, alright, just let me finish this, and she like starts shoveling her food into her face, and then she like leaves maybe a quarter of it there, and then grabs a tool belt and rushes over to you.
I look at her and say,
So, what are we doing? What's the job? Sorry.
I don't know, Toyota, kind of looking at this kind of crumply leaf thing, crumpled dried seaweed thing. He has some problem, Toyota does, with some traded piece of equipment. I'm sure it's broken, whatever it is. So it didn't actually work ever, anyways, but.
I heard that he traded with one of the burners for like one of those, uh, what are they called? Like the theater boxes that have the plays, like what Saffron does in them.
Strange.
But it's like in a box.
I don't know. I'll have to see it with my own eyes.
Cool. You walk over there.
Yes, she, just so people know, Pamming is on the thin side. She's dark-haired and has kind of milky skin. Like, she spends a lot of time in the dam.
I don't think we've talked to her since episode 1.
Yep. And haven't talked to the other two.
Yeah, indeed, just Pamming. The other two exist. That's all that matters. So when you reach Toyota's, what was that?
I said they're all sexy.
All your people are sexy.
Yes.
Toyota is sleeping in the sun on their in their hammock on their little bargee rafty thing.
I kind of pull out my crowbar and start banging it on something. Just some nearby metal thing or some railing or something.
He sort of raises an arm haphazardly as if to like move you on.
And I said, no. You gotta get up.
And he rolls out of bed. The hammock is near the edge of the water, and he rolls straight into the water, and then sort of lazily pulls himself up and says, "Oh, Ozair, how are you?"
And I kind of pull out this crumpled thing and say you had some problem with something.
Ah, yes, I bought a movie machine, a story box, and it stopped working.
Oh. Is it inside? Or
Yes, there's like a little sort of a sheltered bungalow. He always sleeps on the hammock. It's the most open fucking boat in the entire lake. It is barely a boat, but it's
it's
what he
a
wanted and it's what he had built.
it's a raft with some poles and a top.
Yeah, and a very ornate like table for the setting. It's like shitty fucking 50s ironworked
I love it.
pool table. Like poolside table, I mean. Anyway, yeah, he pulls himself out of the water and then grabs a box. Um, it's like a sort of a wooden briefcase, I guess. And he opens it up, and inside is a little flat sort of rectangle. And he opens up the top of it, and it's sort of like a window that you can't see through. And then there's like a little circular flat bit on it, and he presses the flat bit, and it opens. So it's a portable DVD player for everyone listening. And he's like, yeah, so it stopped working. And there's a little spinning disc in there. You've seen discs before.
Yes.
And disc drives, but you've not seen all this stuff together. Yeah, it just stopped working. It was beeping a bit before it stopped working, and then it stopped working.
Ozair kind of flips it around and kind of looks at it and says, so it was working, correct?
Yeah, it
You
worked
said.
for like a day or two.
Did they tell you if it needed some kind of power or something? Like you had to heat it up or something, or
They said that it was solar powered, that the sun would get it going. You don't see any solar panels on it.
kind of remembers these strange wings of her burnt augury device and looks at this and says, "There's no panels on this."
Oh. Oh, I see. And then they sort of look to the east with like a intense annoyance.
She kind of puts her hand on the side of his face and then turns it back towards her and says,
Yes.
"We are having a conversation right now. When you want to stare off into the abyss over there, you can do that. But right now, we are having a conversation."
Sorry, Ozair.
I would have to take it back to my workshop, but I probably can get it to work again.
Yes, I would love that, and I will pay you a fair wage. I did, however, have a question. If you can get it to work, can you also see? And he drags out a milk crate that's very brittle, and it's packed full of DVDs, micro discs, CDs, game discs. Nintendo cartridges, all sorts of anything that's recorded a game, a piece of music, or a movie between when those things were invented and now. He's got a stack of them in there. He says, I understand these are also story devices, and I was wondering if maybe you could work out how to see which ones of these would work in that machine. I will pay extra, of course.
Well, what's in here?
They're just bits that I've collected over the years that are meant to be story things.
And this takes. Have you opened it? at all?
He opens it and there's like a disc in there, a DVD in there. It is some kind of porno.
She picks up one of the N64 cartridges from the. She doesn't know what it is and says, "I don't think this will fit in here, so I would assume it's not these." And she drops it back into the.
But then there's
thing.
all the CDs and the DVDs and the Blu-rays and the whatever comes after Blu-rays and the HDs.
She kind of looks at this device and says, "Well, I assume it's all the ones that are the same shape, maybe, but I don't know."
Well, I tried some of them, and some of them didn't work. Like, it didn't do anything. Some of them it said, what did it say? Read error, which I don't understand because there's not a lot of words on them. So I don't understand why I was having trouble reading them. They're just video, and they're just pictures and sound. So, like, why? There's no words, so why would it have problems with reading?
She's just kind of looking at this thing.
Like, there's not even words on. I mean, there's words on this part of the disc, but it goes in the other way. On this shiny bit. The shiny bit's just light. So, I don't know.
She just kind of looks at him and says, "Well, maybe it's like food, you know? Like, there are some things that some people like and some things some people don't like, and maybe this machine only likes a certain kind of food."
Oh, so maybe it was meant to say feed error instead of read error.
She kind of taps her hands together as she has this thing kind of and says, "I don't know. I'm going to take this, and do you want me to take all these discs? Frisbees, whatever these are?" Okay.
Yeah, he hands the basket, the milk crate, to your assistant, and she's like, "I guess I'll get out all the round ones when we get back to the workshop."
She kind of looks at him and says, "Do you want," and picks up one of the N64 cartridges, "do you want these? They're no use to you anymore."
Well, the discs were no use to me until I found the thing. So, I'm always looking for story. You know, when all you've got is leisure time, I know that's not the case for everyone else in the community, but when all you've got is leisure time, look, I love fucking, but you get tired of fucking eventually.
She gives him a disgusted look, and she looks at this kind of cartridge she has in her
There's
hand.
only so much food you can eat while still looking pretty.
Okay. I hope you have a nice day, and I'll return sometime in the future. And she has tossed the DVD player into the basket and is looking at this like gray cartridge because she recognizes that thing at the bottom of it. She knows, has an idea of what that is.
Yeah.
So she's like, "I don't know, I'll do something with this. If I steal them all and give them back to him."
Perhaps trade could be done.
Yes, now the satellite plays annoying chiptune music from all these garbage cartridges. Exactly. She heads back, hoping to solve this problem.
Cool. I'm going to assume that you get it to work. You very quickly realize that it is out of battery.
She assumes so. She just doesn't want to seem smarter than she is, because then people will keep asking her for things.
Also, some of the actuators on the laser mechanism thing is a bit sticky, and the lens could be polished a bit more. And
she looks at the back, and is there a slot for a plug-in or something?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
There's also another slot. You're not quite sure what it is, but it reminds you of stuff that you've used to get information out of a machine and put it onto something you can read.
She looks at this and kind of taps it and says, "Toyota may be able to help me with the change if I convince him."
Cool. So, you all finish your various tasks.
Oh, how much?
when
I don't mean to interrupt. How much barter do I get from that?
is there any sort of guide, or do I just go?
You just tell me. I mean,
I'm
one
gonna
is like a few sessions tribute to a warlord, so
I'm gonna say 2, because one for fixing the thing and one for sorting through the discs, and it is a difficult piece of tech. So
Alright.
it's probably more like 1.5 and half. So 2.
Thank you.
Brilliant. So time passes. It's been a few days since the journey out, and then there's an announcement. The night before, we are going to kick off. That says that tomorrow is going to be a dedicated day of rest. No one is allowed to work. Everyone has time off, and the words union mandated are used. No one really remembers what that means. It just means it has to happen. It's a union mandated holiday. And that there will be a gathering and celebration on the shores. It is called Community Day. Of
What a
course,
wonderful
Ozair.
idea.
I know. Who came up with that? Who came up with Community Day?
Someone very smart.
I hope the dean from Glendale is going to be there.
So, what are you guys going to do at Community Day? Are you going to go? Who's not going to go?
Ayazama is going. I mean, would leading service in the morning be considered work? I think he would still do that.
Do you get paid to do it?
I don't get a salary, but people give donations.
Is there a union wage for doing it?
No.
Well, then it's probably not work. Then it's not union. If it's not unionized, it's not a real job.
Oh, okay. So then in that case, he has services that morning.
Sure. A bunch of people don't turn up. It's for many of them, it's like, oh, it's a day off. I don't have to fucking go to dinner. I'm gonna go to the dinner.
I don't have to do it. He still needs services.
I'm glad
everyone's a Swedish chef. Yes.
I'm glad that those of you that are truly devout managed to find the time to come.
Yes.
With me.
I lead them in the regular Swedish chef chant and then send them on their way.
Brilliant.
I think that Saffron is a little bit sore about the whole no one can work thing, because he likes to think of himself and his troop as part of the community, and a day when no one else is working would probably be a very profitable day for him, considering everyone would have some newfound leisure time.
You're not wrong.
Improv now. Turn it on. Do it. Do an improv in the middle of this. Pass the hat around.
Do it. It's not like they're gonna fight you.
True.
No one's
All right.
gonna arrest you. There's no cops.
Yeah. In that case, yeah, Ayazama's troop will provide entertainment. And
What? I will?
Not Ayazama. Sorry, Saffron's crew will provide entertainment.
Okay.
Yes, I said the wrong name.
You did.
I did.
Perhaps
maybe
perhaps
some,
your
like,
actors aren't working. They're volunteering, and there's a free meal for volunteers.
And of course,
That's a thing we do in Australia to unemployed people. Oh, volunteer and you'll get a free meal.
I do kind of like that idea. So we're going to do some some improv, maybe some dancing and acrobatics. Um, we're gonna leave out the hat for tips because we don't we are volunteering, but if you liked our performance, you can toss in a coin or two or a license plate, as it were. Um, and Saffron will sort of watch from the sidelines, directing the performance. Excuse me.
Cool. What else are people doing?
I don't know. Ozair's wandering around.
You see a few people from the burners are here. There is Chief Scaly Rowan hasn't managed to find time to be here, but Finer Sasha is here, and she's demonstrating to some people the different grades of fuel, and she's talking about how while all the fuels can, for the most part, be used interchangeably, they have different effects. When you are walking past, she's talking about how the cooking fuel has a nutty flavor to its smoke. Whereas if you are using a fuel that's used for heating, it's going to make your food taste really bad if you use it as a fuel source during cooking. It has a much more acrid smoke. And then she picks up a flamethrower.
And everyone dies.
Well, I paused because I was going to see if you were interested in hearing more.
Ozair pauses
Mm-hmm.
and then shakes her head and says, "That's probably why they died. They set themselves on fire." And continues on. She's not really looking for anything or doing anything in particular. She believes in days off,
Mm-hmm.
so she is taking her day off, her union mandated day off,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of, as you would at something like carnival or a fair, just not really have anything to do, just kind of wander around.
You guys all see that Ethan is talking to some kids from the barge about how the dam is open to everyone. You don't have to be from the dam to come and work a technical job. Skilled labor is important. It's what holds the community together. Sure, food preparation and all those support industries are key to the community, but you can't cook without a stove. Is one of the things he points out. You need the people on the dam, in the dam, solving those technical problems, those labor problems. Sort of, he's trying to drum up recruitment.
That's the true position. He's an army recruiter going to the high schools and illegally recruiting children.
Well, Ethan and I had the arrangement worked out where I was going to send some of the smoking children.
Mm-hmm.
So what are they up to right now? Are they among the group? Is he? Because you said
I don't think interns get holidays, so they might have to work.
That's true.
Maybe that's how this is possible. You don't see any of the children around.
Child labor. Ozair is definitely against that.
None of the ones you sent, rather. You would see all the ones that stayed on the ship with you, but the
Yeah.
ones that you enrolled in this internship are busy.
Okay. I think Saffron would have docked the ship. That way, there's no need for the smoking children to be the paddle boat ferry, back and forth.
Their tiny little lungs just can't handle it.
Yeah.
It's very kind of you. Tell me, what? Oh, this is a question for all of you. What are some of the big attractions today? Some of the big things that people are just fighting to see.
What if the burners are doing a fire eating demonstration? As they bill it as authentic burner cuisine, but it's pretty much just like a sideshow fire eating. They have different fuels and they're just eating fire.
Yeah, it's like a joke. They're making fun of themselves. They're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
traditional burner cuisine," and
They're making fun of us because most people actually believe that it actually is burner cuisine.
yeah, they heard about this and they came on down. And they're like, "Oh, how can we join in?" You guys
I
have
heard burners eat fire.
Yeah, you guys have pretty good relationships with the burners lately.
Yeah.
And it's not really harvest season, so the finers are not really doing much. Because finers are the refiners. But it's fucking growing season, so there's almost no scapers here.
Hmm. Hmm. Maybe someone has set up a line like a crude midway arcade where there are carnival games, like a ring toss and throw the baseball, knock over the milk cartons, the milk bottles, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, there's a couple of your theater rats that are there running these little carnival games. Oh, cat, what did you do? Why'd you try to jump up on that pile of clothing? Damn this cat. Yeah, so they're all the children are chain smoking. We're like, come on, try and win a prize. What's the prize? And then they reach into their pockets. Cigarettes!
A pack of smokes.
Pack of smokes for anyone that can land a ring on the pole.
They become carnies in their off time.
What have you done?
Their true calling.
You've ruined these children.
Yes, I believe I have.
Let's face it was mostly me that ruined these children.
Yeah.
What about you, Brandon? You've already spoken. What about you, Alex?
Ayazama is walking around, taking in all the different sights. I think he's arm in arm with Babylon. They're walking around and looking at the different booths and trying some of the food that's on off. I'm assuming there's if it's like a carnival, there's food around, so they're trying all the different food and just enjoying the atmosphere and so glad that they don't have to work today.
Babylon has chosen to not wear any of the traditional clothing of your calling. She's wearing something.
She's in her
something
civvies.
sort of. Not that. It's halfway between something you would expect Pacifica to wear and something that you would expect one of Saffron's performers to wear. It's like a sexier version of the Con's outfit.
That is an interesting outfit you chose to wear today, Babylon.
You know, sun's out, guns out, as my father always used to say.
I didn't know your father owned a gun. He was a fortunate man.
Apparently it had a gun, it was a word for arm or muscle? I'm not sure. The point is, the sun is out, why not get some of the beautiful light on our skin and get a healthy bronze?
Oh, I can't say I disagree. You do look good, Bronze. That's a weird thing to say.
Seduce me, Alex!
Yeah, so it seems the theater definitely made an impact on you. I say to Babylon.
Yes, I mean, this is just something I had lying around.
I'm sure.
Tell me, Ayazama,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of, or Alex rather, tell me, Alex, what are the coffers of the canteen like? You know, you get a lot of donations from the people.
Yes.
How do you decide how to spend that?
Well, most of the donations I feel like come in the form of, food and clothes and material things that, we would need, just to live. Every once in a while, people will give us money or shiny, whatever passes for barter. So I don't think they have exactly huge coffers, but they're better off than people would suspect.
And where do you keep the non-perishable offerings?
Most of the stuff goes back into Ayazama's private quarters, which has a lock on the door, and he has a safe box in there where they keep the actual money.
What's the safe box like? Is it like the kind of thing a school canteen would have, or is it more secure than that?
It's a little more secure. It's
got a padlock on it as well.
Yes, it has a padlock on it.
It's got a padlock and a key lock.
Yeah, it's double locked. But yeah, no, it's basically just a strong box, like like something that you would move. It's probably, I'm gonna say garbage pail size, but that doesn't really make sense. But it's thick, made of some kind of thick metal. Not too. It's like one of those fire resistant safe boxes you can buy.
All right, cool.
So he has a bit of shiny that they're passing around, and he's paying people. They give him a cent. So basically, Ayazama is subtly abusing his position because he'll go over to a food stand and be like, "Oh, let me try it," and then you'll be, "Oh, this is very good. Let me pay you," and everyone goes, "Oh no, canteen, no, please." And so he's just going around basically getting free samples from everything.
No, Don Bud, we won't charge you.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, cool. So, do any of you want to talk to anyone here? Is there anyone that you'd like to seek out? Perhaps each other and interact or something? I don't fucking know. Roleplay.
I would like to seek out Pacifica.
All right.
If she's there.
She is here. She is sitting out on the jetty. A crude version of the throw the ball and dunk the person game has been set up, and Pacifica is sitting there in a sort of a swimsuit with a sarong on around her waist. She's sitting there waving at everyone as they try to throw balls at the target. Some of them are like clearly missing on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You're not quite sure. People don't really know if they're meant to dunk the con or not.
So no one's actually dunked her in yet?
Not yet.
I'm going to go to. Ayazama turns and whispers to Babylon. Why don't you show them what you can do?
Okay.
With those guns.
Yeah,
Those
with
guns.
those guns.
So she walks up and she grabs some of the balls there. It's not like a pay to do it thing because this is
Yeah.
like it's a carnival being put on by the cons, and it's not like you're trying to raise money for charity. So she picks up these three balls, and she throws one at the target and misses. She throws another one at the target and sort of hits the arm, but it doesn't, not the target part, and it doesn't trigger.
Right.
And everyone's like, "Oh, last shot. Let's see if she makes it." And she's like, "Oh, I hope I make it." And then she throws it right into the middle of the target. Queen, the con drops into the water, and she sort of squeals as she does it. And Babylon just sort of turns around and walks away, pretending to be all coy.
Ayazama stands there and smiles and waits for waits for Pacifica to like come back out of the water, and then he goes over and like helps her out of the tank to get her, and reset it to get her back into the seats.
It's not really the tank. It's just at the end of the jetty, so she just
right. So
into
just
the
fall
lake.
into okay. So he is helping like her climb back onto the dock and resetting it. And he says, this is quite an excellent community day that you managed to put together.
As you are helping pull Pacifica out of the water, I hope that the listeners will excuse me for being crude, but she's a very attractive woman wearing very little clothing. You've never seen your ruler practically naked before, and you're helping her out of the water, and the sun is shining, and it's like a scene out of a James Bond movie or something.
Actually, it probably is, like, literally.
It's in Die Another Day, at least.
At least half of them. Definitely
it's
in
also
Doctor
in
No.
Thunderball, I think. One where he has the jetpack, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So, Ayazama...
Austin Powers. It's in the second Austin Powers as well.
Yes, most definitely. Ayazama blushes a little and averts his gaze slightly as a show of respect for our dear leader.
She doesn't seem to take notice. She's just like, "Oh, I just was in the water. It's fine."
No. He understands that, but it would not do for him to be gawking at the con in public, anyway. And he says, "This is quite the celebration you've put together in a very short amount of time."
Oh, thank you. And she turns towards one of her guards, and the guard sort of hands her a towel, and then looks off into the distance away from her.
Oh, I suddenly found something more interesting to look at.
As she's drying her hair and whatnot.
I forget what her husband's name is.
Holland.
Holland, right.
Well, her partner. It is not clear whether Holland is male or female.
Right, true.
Or either of those. He might be something else. I just meant he might be intersex, but sure, he also might be an unspeakable horror from beyond the stars. He's a jellyfish man.
I knew it. It's part of the conspiracy to take over the world. So, like I said, Ayazama helps her out of the water and says that, and it just goes to show that you can do anything you put your mind to.
Yes.
And show those naysayers who is in charge.
And she sort of finishes drying herself off a little bit and says, perhaps you should climb up onto the throne, as it were. And she sort of
I wouldn't want to detract from your... it seems everyone here is lined up for you.
Yeah, but it would give me an opportunity to go try some of the beautiful food that's around.
Well, very well then. And Ayazama takes off his gold toga and is wearing some sort of I don't even know what he would wear under it. Some sort of like
Maybe he's naked.
girdered. No, I don't think he's naked. He's got some kind of like girded thing on around his loins. He has girded his loins, but he's just
Loins.
yes. As he takes it off, like it just never really showed, but he's just got like scars crisscrossing his body, and he climbs up and sits. Well, have at it, everyone.
Suddenly
Never
I've
let it be
become
said
an
that
English
the
lord.
canteen was afraid of getting wet.
Oh, he's not afraid of getting wet. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Hey yo! So I will sit. He will sit there until someone manages to dunk him.
Cool.
I was picturing Holland was going to come over just wearing his or her jumpsuit, like just not even dressed for going in the water, just wearing their jumpsuit.
Holland comes over and shoots you with a spear gun and then leaves.
Ow.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it takes a while, but eventually you get dunked, and Pacifica is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
You actually see Pacifica and Babylon talk briefly when you climb up. Like, they're far away from you, you can't hear what they're saying, but you see them talking to each other. And then Pacifica walks off. Babylon just sort of keeps standing around.
As I'm going to towel off and pick up my things and go over to her. Oh, so are you becoming friendly with our dear leader now?
Don't even
Babylon.
get me. Yeah, indeed. Don't even get me started. She says as she walks away. So what about you other two? What are you? Is there anyone you want to see or talk to? I mean, Ozair's probably like, nah, fuck it, mate. And just wants to be alone.
Ozair goes and sees Saffron.
Oh.
That's exciting.
Where does Ozair find you, Saffron?
Maybe there's been sort of we've turned a raised area of the docks into sort of a makeshift stage, and it's standing room only. But Saffron is standing at the back, kind of calling improv scenes with hand gestures and stuff, and sending his assistant Huskvana back and forth between himself and the players to tell them which scenes they should do, what they should focus on and such. So he is kind of focused on directing the players at the moment and keeping an eye on the Carney children.
Brilliant.
Ozair kind of stands off and waits until he sees a moment where Saffron isn't that busy.
Saffron's telling Huskvana, and tell them to do a couple of bits where they get members of the audience up on stage. The audience members love that. They'll lead it up. Go ahead, and then he sends her off.
Ozair kind of sidles up to Saffron.
Oh, Ozair. Didn't expect to see you here today.
I should have some witty remark or retort to that, but I don't. Did you take care of your problem we were discussing before you left?
Out of character, that would be the mask? I forget exactly
the
what.
The man who tried to murder you.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Who you let the cons keep so he could come and kill you again.
I believe I had. I forget exactly out of character. I had something worked out with Toyota. Toyota was going to help me with that.
Toyota implied he would do something about it, but you haven't checked whether that's the case.
All right. Sorry, I just needed a brief refresher. Anyway,
That's all right.
in character again. I've made inquiries. So far, I have not heard anything about the would-be assassin. But don't you worry, Ozair. I can take care of myself.
Oh, I don't worry that you could take care of yourself, but do you have a weapon?
I do. Saffron kind of pulls his suit jacket aside, and you can see a pair of very sharp scissors tucked into his belt, sort of
Ozair kind of
at his hip.
looks at you and says, "Scissors. Interesting."
You
I
would
took you
recommend?
for the ankle pistol. And she kind of smiles at you.
Well, it is closer work to disarm or disable a person with a pair of scissors, but certainly more effective than an ankle pistol, as you put it.
She kind of looks at you and says, "Well, we wouldn't want to lose you, Saffron. So you should probably take care of that situation before the cons do
Certainly,
something stupid."
certainly. I would hope that they still have someone on guard duty, despite the fact that it is Community Day.
Ozair kind of puts her hand on your shoulder and says, "I'll go see," and leaves to go try to get on to the wherever they would keep a prisoner.
You know, I hold on a moment, Ozair. I think I'll go with you. The Saffron makes a hand gesture to Haskvana that means something along the lines of, "Just keep things going while I'm gone. I will be back." And she looks
Vamp! Vamp!
right, vamp furiously. She looks frazzled and pissed and makes a rude gesture back, and Saffron dismisses it and follows Ozair.
Nice.
Voguing. Yes, we head towards the prison or wherever we keep prisoners.
All right. So I want you both to tell me where you think the prison would be. Now, I've got an idea, and if I think either of your ideas is better, I'll go with it.
Well, hold on. I mean, there
It's
are
in a
pros
place
and cons.
between realms.
That's right. There are pros and cons of having it on the lake and not having it on the lake.
Yep.
Being
Yeah,
that, yeah.
There's pros and cons of keeping prisoners or just executing everyone. So you know.
I have two ideas.
My-
One is that... Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
my first inclination is to say that they keep them in the what was formerly the turbine room, like at the base of the dam, the generator house. So that way they are slightly at a remove from the community, and
As previously established, that's like right across the hall from Ozair's workshop.
oh,
There were multiple turbines, so
That's
it could
true.
be
There might be
where-
another.
yeah, could be where a turbine was, since they're all picked apart now.
yeah,
So, could it be at the other end of the dam as opposed to the other side where Ozair's workshop is?
yeah, they could flank the river or whatever that was dammed.
I was going to say there's either a room in the in the dam that locks, or maybe they just have a cage that hangs out over the lake,
Ah!
basically.
It's a crazy man in a bamboo cage.
But I think the locking room works better
Yes.
in the
Some type
dam.
of cell or something. I mean, we do have capabilities to repair things, so making
Yeah.
some kind of cell out of garbage and tables.
So in the past, people have been imprisoned in the dam. Often sort of used as a drunk tank, the space that you're thinking of. But there's a few kind of rooms. There were these two rooms off the canteen room where all the tables and stuff were. There was this large room full of cooking stuff which has all been stripped out, and then there were these two other rooms. One was a refrigerator, and the other one was just a bunch of shelves. Those two are used as sort of cells occasionally, as a drunk tank. But there's also rumors of a mysterious other holding cell, a secret hold. So
We have our own black site.
Guantanamo Bay.
it works because it's a water pun.
Yes.
Not a pun. It's a reference.
Ah, yes, the great pun, Guantanamo Bay.
So pun. So where are you gonna check first? Not that you know where the black side is.
Well, we'll probably go to the normal one.
Yeah.
Then we'll
We'll
do
check
some
the-
investigating for the black site.
Check the old walk-in freezers.
Alright, I'll tell you now, you do not find who you're looking for there, but perhaps you find someone else interesting.
We go on the message boards and look through the conspiracy theory forums to find the answer to where the black site
You
prison is.
you go on the message boards. Is that the name of a boat where a bunch of crazy people meet? Is it called the message?
They got black boats going across the lake. You can't see them. They're quiet.
We have to go talk to the people on the USS Reddit and find out what's going on.
Don't go there. 'Tis a terrible place.
It is forbidden.
They like to kick people overboard and then shout, downvoted.
I'm just picturing like there's some sort of huge arena with like two people chained in the middle and everyone around is screaming, downvote, downvote, downvote.
You have drastically overestimated the infrastructure of the lake. Also,
Who do we see?
who do you see?
I don't know. Who do I see?
It's an improv game. I am asking you to improv.
JD. We see JD.
JD.
JD is.
I hate his name.
I just picked a name from my playbook.
Yeah.
Let's see. What does JD do?
He is the worst prison guard or the best prison guard?
JD, by the way, his name stands for Johnny Dingo.
Oh my god.
And he's one of those crazies that just sort of wandered into the camp one day and made himself useful.
Okay.
Now I understand why he's here.
So if it's usually used as a drunk tank, maybe the night before, Johnny Dingo was drinking a bit too much, and they hauled him down because he was causing a public disturbance.
And there's no work today, so there was no one to let him out.
Right. So he's just in there like, hello? Can someone please let me out? I'm sober now.
Hello? I've sobered up. You can let me out.
I'm not dead yet.
I promise I won't drink that much anymore. I promise.
What do
You
you
can
think
let
of-
me out.
It's, that sounds like Johnny Dingo.
Saffron,
God.
is that you? Can you let me out?
Oh
I'm
God, he knows
trapped
I'm
in
here.
here.
Yeah, Johnny. Just a second. Saffron goes over and pulls the pin out of the door and opens the freezer.
Oh, thank you. I've been trapped in there for hours.
Oof. Oh, you could use a bath, my friend.
Look, they only gave me one bucket, all right. So I had to pee somewhere. So, well, they'll get somebody to mop it out, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that's someone else's problem now.
Oh my God.
See a little bit of vomit on his shirt.
Uh,
It's dry.
you're missing the festivities.
What? Oh, yeah, there was gonna be like a party or something, wasn't there, on the shore?
Yeah, it's
Like
still
a
going on. How about
community
you
day.
go up there? Go.
Oh, thanks. Oh, I'm gonna get myself a few beers, eh? And they rush off.
You know you're just gonna end up right back in there.
Good. It's where he belongs. Harsh
Uh,
prison sentences. No.
So,
uh,
Ozir's gonna rise to political power on a tough on crime bill.
That's right. You know, the crime-filled dam and lake area.
We need to get the Johnny Dingoes out of our community.
Build a
Oi,
wall to keep them
Ozir, I
out.
thought we were mates.
We're
What are
gonna
you
build
doing?
a wall and get the bone chewers to pay for it.
That's right.
But the bone chewers don't have any currency.
They're gonna pay for it. We're
With
just
blood.
that good.
uh,
I've got dammers you've never even heard of.
That's right.
And
Got
in
all
all
the
fairness,
best
we
nerve.
have not established that the bone chewers don't have currency. We've
That's
only really established that they like chewing on bones.
and that they
True.
are
And that
driven
they
away by
are,
light.
Yes.
and that they have no intercommunication, really,
Yep.
and that they do not cooperate with one another.
But they could have an economy. We don't know.
Anyway, so what are you doing now?
Ozair, I'm gonna try.
I think Ozair is trying to say something.
Sorry.
Oh no. Go. Yeah, because I think you're going to do the same thing I'm going to do. So, what are you going to do?
I was gonna open my brain.
That's what I was going to do.
It's gonna be terrible for me.
Roll that weird. Get that experience point.
All right. Here we go. And I get my dice. So, Saffron kind of. Hang on, let me. Saffron closes the freezer door and trapping the smell in there, and sits down with his back against it, and just sort of starts chanting that same stanza from Casilda's song from The King in Yellow that brought him into connection with his would-be assassin before.
Mm-hmm.
And
And the world turns to rock around you.
Yeah. All right. So that is a 9.
A 9. Okay. So get like an impression, and I
yeah.
get to ask you something. What are you hoping to get?
I'm kind of hoping to figure out where this guy is being kept.
Okay. So as you sit down, you see like a swirling tunnel of rock, almost like a smoky rock, shooting out in front of you, and suddenly you're on the surface of the dam, and you see this ocean of tiny pebbles, bluish pebbles, stretching out where the lake would be, and at the far side, around a bend, you see these stone buildings that are like collapsed over, and you see yellow sulfurous smoke rising from them. Tell me, what's the most serious physical injury Saffron has ever sustained?
Ooh. I think when Saffron was a boy, when he was first running around. Sorry, I'm just looking up the name. When he was first running around Gam's ship, trying to make himself as useful as possible. He fell from a higher deck to a lower deck and broke his arm in 2 or 3 places.
Was it a compound fracture?
I would say yeah.
Okay. For a moment, you feel a sharp pain in your arm, and you sort of reach for it, and then you sort of come to, having seen what you saw, and a bruise appears on your arm where it broke before. It's not, it's a very dark bruise. You've not seen that kind of bruise before. It's definitely a bruise, but yeah, it stands out, and it's right under a scar on your arm.
I'm gonna reach out and touch it, like give it a tentative poke. Does it hurt?
It doesn't hurt heaps, but it feels really swollen, and it looks like it's just keeping on swelling, and you feel a little bit dizzy.
Oh, oh, oh.
Did you drink something or eat something from that community day?
No, nothing like that. Just an old memory.
Mhm.
I'm gonna need to put this on ice later if I can find any. I think I might know where our assassin is being kept.
Good. And is it somewhere here, or up above, or
I think he
in the
might
lake?
be. I think he might be on the other side of the lake.
Ugh. Okay. Well, do you have any boats that don't require me to use my legs in order to get across the lake?
Oh, I can have one of the children bring us over.
You know, you should help those children right. Anyways, never mind.
We need to go see an assassin. Better
I've,
get the
I've tried,
kids.
I've tried to get them to stop smoking. They,
Where did they learn that from?
I don't know. I
Where are
don't
these
know.
cigarettes coming from?
The burners make them.
They learned it from the burners.
So the burners just think
No,
it's funny to
they
teach the kids to smoke.
They learned to smoke from from your lighting director. I can't remember his name.
Bah.
They learned to smoke from Bar.
Okay. In that
But
case,
the
I will
burners supply the cigarettes.
I will tell Ozair. They learned it from your brother's husband.
Oh, brother. We better get across the lake.
That groan was in character. Somewhere far away, Ayazama just groans.
Just
He heard.
feels the power.
There's a
felt it
disturbance
in
in the
his
force.
Oh, you missed a chance to say there was a disturbance in the source.
Ah, damn it! I failed.
Keep it for later. You may have
That's
a
it.
good chance.
You're not Canteen anymore. I'm making a royal decree. It is now Babylon.
That's fair. All right, I'm gonna go roll up a new character.
Good. Does Nipperkin Does Nipperkin keep you apprised of things that might be of interest to you?
Oh, yes.
So as you are sort of getting ready to have a heated debate with Babylon on the shores of the lake,
Okay.
Nipperkin sort of steps out of nowhere and says, excuse me, sir. Canteen.
Yes.
Saffron and Ozair have just gone to the holding cells in the dam.
The ones under the dam. They may have gone to speak to that unfortunate man that tried to assassinate Saffron.
I just thought that you might be interested.
Thank you, Nipperkin. Babylon, I do wish to have this conversation, but perhaps we could put it on hold until later.
No, of course. Tend to whatever it is. It's fine.
Oh, God damn it.
Alex, it's not fine!
I know that! But plot! So, Ayazama also knows it's not fine.
Well, yeah, because he's not an idiot.
Yeah. And he knows he's not going to have fun later, but he, puts his clothes on and goes to the dam, I think just in time to see Saffron and Ozair coming out.
You do, in fact, get there right about that time.
Oh,
Oh, Canteen, what a surprise.
yes. How are you two doing?
What are you doing here?
Oh, well, I thought you might need a gentle touch for the conversation that you were going to have with the prisoner. How did it go?
Oh, the prisoner,
It went fine.
it did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read a person.
Go for it. Read that person.
Damn.
So that's plus sharp.
You know what?
If you want, you can interfere.
I'm gonna interfere. So how does that work again?
You
Help
roll
or
plus
interfere.
Yeah. Roll plus your HX.
Okay, so that's +1 with Ayazama. Oh, good. 4.
Okay.
No minuses for you.
All right. In that case, I have a 9. So read a person. Is your character telling the truth? Though I think I know the answer to that one.
They are hiding something from you for sure.
Telling the truth, yes. The whole truth, no.
I only ask because I know that there was some disagreement with the Khans as how to handle the situation. All I will say is that there are many rules at the source. Oh no, there are a few rules at the source, and if someone were to break them, they would have to face the penalties. And history has shown us that when the Canteen is meting out the justice of the source, his rule is absolute.
Is everybody on board with the subtext there? Everyone understand what Ayazama is saying?
Ozair, in one motion, grabs Ayazama and kisses him.
Oh,
Nipperkin sort of steps forward quickly and then stops and turns away and
he's going. Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
You understand?
All the ladies want you today.
It's a good day. Feast or famine, I guess. Ayazama just is surprised for a moment, but doesn't resist, and then smiles at Ozair when she pulls away. Yes. Well, just remember that anyone who enters the source and does violence is to be executed.
Indeed.
Anyone who enters with a grudge must fight their opponent to the death.
Don't worry, Canteen. We're not going to dispense any justice of our own. There is no justice in the source, as you say, but yours. And I'm gonna bluff the shit out of him.
What is bluff? What is
Well,
that role?
Seduce or manipulate. They added some stuff. When you try to seduce, manipulate, bluff, fast talk, or lie to someone, tell
There we
them
go.
tell them what you want them to do. So I want Ayazama to get out of our fucking way.
No, I'm not in your way.
I thought you were stopping us.
No.
No.
No, Ayazama is just, he's just reminding you that, you have to be good at the source, wink, wink.
Ayazama has basically just said, if you
Take him
my
to the
interpretation
source.
is interrogate your prisoner at the source.
Well, my subtext was that if your plan is to just kill this guy and you go to the secret prison and kill him, there's going to be a whole bunch of shit and you're going to get executed. If he escapes and comes to the source and attacks someone, Ayazama, by law, is forced to execute him.
Okay.
And there are no repercussions.
I did not pick that up at all. I am sorry.
I apologize. That was my subtext. Basically, if he gets out and comes to the source and does some shit, wink, wink,
Okay.
there won't be repercussions.
And comes to the source.
Yes.
All right. So I will in that case retract my statement and say thank you, Canteen.
All this talk of coming in the source, I didn't realize this was my gay orgy campaign.
I think you did. And Ozair's a woman? I don't remember anymore.
Women can be gay.
No, I know. But then if Ozair's a woman, it wouldn't be a whole gay orgy, is what I was saying. It would be
might be
Ozair is a mystery until you make
Ozair is a person.
Yes.
Ozair is our frog woman.
Yes. So Ayazama smiles and then goes back to probably have a very unpleasant conversation with Babylon.
Saffron says, thank you, Canteen, for your spiritual advice.
My pleasure.
So spiritual.
Have a lovely day at the fair.
I wish I'd had a priest like you when I was growing up.
religion.
Look, I'm not saying that you should kill this guy, but if you do it in the church.
Look, if you're going to kill someone, I just want you to do it here in the church.
I could give you absolution much quicker that way. If you confess while you're doing it, it's not even a sin.
All right.
I will remember this when I am a crusading knight. Alright, so you guys make your way to the far end of the lake. Who is with you?
As far as I know, it's just the two of us and one of the smoking children, one of the theater rats.
Yeah, they're like, I've never pedaled this far before.
I roll my eyes and put my hands on the child's shoulder and say, take a break. And I push him in the water.
They sort of flounder.
And I look to Saffron and I say, these children know how to swim, yes?
And then they grab the edge of the boat and their hand sort of slips up and like, I'm so tired.
I'm not their father. Saffron bends down and hauls this child back up out of the lake and says, "You stand. I'll pedal for a while." Passes his jacket off to Ozair and says, "Hold my coat," and then begins
She looks jealously at your coat. Your coat is much nicer than my coat.
That's a fine coat. You're getting blood all over it. As you round the bend, you come to this old, dilapidated resort. And there's what looks like a boathouse that's half collapsed into the water. Like you could probably push your boat up into it because of how much it's collapsed into the water. Yeah. There doesn't appear to be anyone around. There also doesn't appear to be any light sources.
Perhaps we should pull off over here, and I point somewhere closer to the shore, a little bit away from the
Resort.
resort.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll tell the theater rat to stay with the paddle boat.
Okay. And they sort of looking off into the darkness of the crescent moonlit night. You're out of sight of the settlement, and the verdant is thick here.
Aren't you glad we came, Saffron?
Yes,
Aren't you glad we brought a child?
Perhaps we should tell him to scuttle himself out just a little bit off the shore.
All right,
And
that's a fair point. I didn't realize that it was night before. Okay.
By the time you get there, it'd probably be night. It's not like
Okay.
it's early evening, but it's still nighttime.
Yeah. I will say don't stay by the shore. Paddle out a few yards. Stay with the boat and stay close. And when you see us signal, come and get us.
Okay, Saffron. Yes, I'll do that. I'll get on. I'll do it. I'll do it. And then they light up a cigarette.
don't smoke those. Disgusting.
But it's done me from like shaking around, like getting all nervous and shit, and they make me feel better.
You're hopeless. Saffron.
Let's go.
So there's a few buildings. They all sort of have the verdant clinging to them. One has a tree sort of erupted through the middle of it.
I assume it's not that one.
Oh, do you? What are you gonna do?
Can I read a sitch?
Go for it.
All right.
Roll your hot. Everybody eats, even black site security cards.
Sorry.
7.
7, nice.
So I get to ask one question. What's my enemy's true position?
There is a cellar in the building that has the tree erupting through it. It's the largest building here, too. It's got a lot of big windows on it that are obviously the glass is gone from them. Not just smashed in either, like it's if there was any glass in there, it's been picked out.
Okay.
This place has been scavenged before.
Kind of put my hand on Saffron's shoulder before they move on, and I say, there had to have been some point at which the dam and the lake had guns. Correct?
I would assume so. We know what guns are. Several people have them. You have one yourself, don't you?
Yes. What if, and she kind of looks at the windows, what if there are people with guns in here?
I suppose we should probably be careful and quiet.
I would agree with that.
So I guess we'll keep as low as we can. Keep to the shadows and try to make our way over toward the building with the tree through it.
All right. Are you going to look for a door, or are you going to climb through a window?
Which is easier to get to? Like, is the
window.
facade of... Okay, so then, yeah, probably climb through a window.
The window is easier to get through just by virtue of there being more of them and them being closer than the door
Yeah.
is.
So the facade that's facing us has just, like, big open windows.
Yeah.
Okay.
You climb in. Inside is a mess of plants. It's a very large room. There's some fungus growing in here. At the far end of this place, you see there's no windows there, and there's a bar. There's nothing behind it, and there's no taps or anything on it. But it's a bar. You know a bar when you see one. You live in a theater.
Yeah.
There doesn't appear to be much else in here.
Ozair again reaches out for Saffron and says, "Hold a moment. Let
Okay.
me look." And I'm going to open my brain.
Do it.
Come on, dice, don't keep failing me like you have been. No! No! No!
Do you still mark experience when you fail?
I think so.
When you've rolled, because it's just when you've rolled the thing that's highlighted.
So that is a 6.
Cool. Don't I take something from you, basically?
On a miss, be prepared for the worst.
Okay.
So it's gonna suck.
Not necessarily. You sort of try to... What the fuck was that noise? You sort of start to reach out with your mind, but you get a feeling like you've just put your hand on an incredibly hot stove, and your mind flinches backwards. You have no idea what it was, but there's something going on.
There's something awful here. Saffron.
Oh.
I couldn't reach out into the whatever you want to call it, the maelstrom.
Perhaps it's better that we press on then.
I pull my gun from my waistband.
Yeah, Saffron draws his scissors from his belt as well.
Ooh, those scissors.
Yep.
Where are you gonna go? You're trying to find a cellar. You know that much. Somewhere underground is where you would put a prisoner.
Yeah.
We should have home before.
So the room that we're in just has a bar. Is there like a door that leads further into the building, or?
No, this appears to be like a tavern or a inn or something like that. Remember that this is like up in the mountains.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, it's some kind of place for all the people at the resort to gather and get drinks.
Yeah, so out of character, it's like a ski lodge, basically.
It's like a ski lodge.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's there's doors to outside, and there's the bar.
All right. In that case, let's go back out and walk around to a door that connects to the rest of the building. I have a feeling we're going to have to shimmy down that tree.
You're not far off, but you're not spot on either. As you go around the back, you're walking along and you step on what sounds like it reminds you of walking on the deck of on a metal deck. You step on something and it sounds like hollow metal space underneath your feet.
All right. I look down. What's
all this then?
Yeah.
You
what
see
is it?
greenery. You'd need to get down right up close.
Yeah, I'm gonna clear away the foliage and see what's underneath.
Yeah, you start pulling away the dead branches and you see a rusty sheet of metal. There's some kind of tacky plastic on it, but that's started to wear away, and then there's this rusty piece of sheet metal. It doesn't look like it's just been placed here. This looks like there was some kind of metal door.
I get out my crowbar and look for an edge.
You find an edge.
Should I do this, or will it be too loud, Saffron?
If I help, can we?
Well, you just sort of stomped on a metal door.
Yeah, there was a big
Yeah.
hollow. There was a big hollow clang. So I'm assuming we should work fast.
Fast, not quiet. That's my favorite kind of heist.
Yes, we're going to heist this man away. I quickly use a crowbar for what a crowbar is for.
You crow the bar. You bar the crow. You
Yes.
jimmy it open.
I leverage it.
You leverage this thing open, and you see a pit beneath you. There's darkness, and there's two sort of metal runners at a slight angle. Out of character. This is the place where you would roll the kegs down into the bottom of the bar. I don't know if you do that in America, but all the kegs are stored underneath. All the alcohol is stored underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that, basically. There's no staircase here at this part. That would be inside.
Good thing we brought lights. And I jumped down.
You didn't.
No, we didn't.
We didn't.
You chose not to. You jumped down.
I guess I will jump down too because I Ozair? Oh crap! And then
Ayazama goes back to the source and starts planning for a double funeral.
yeah.
When you jump down, just as you were about to jump down, Saffron, you hear Ozair say, "Ah, fuck!"
I hate it.
Because I remembered I have a thing that I can do. Because Brandon failed.
Are you okay?
I'm pinned or trapped or stuck somehow or caught.
Yes, that is correct. Your leg seems to have, when you landed, your foot went in a hole, and then when you tried to pull your foot back out, it really, really hurt. Like there were sharp spikes digging into your leg. It is a type of trap that I only know of from Roman history.
Is that like the weak floorboard with the nails under it?
No, it's the kind you dig a hole just large enough that a foot can fit in it, and you put a bunch of spikes pointing downwards.
Oh,
so
right.
your
So when
foot
you pull
just
your
slides in fine,
Yeah,
but then when you
right.
pull it back out, a bunch of barbs go into your foot.
Oh.
My foot seems to be caught in some kind of jury-rigged garbage trap. Perhaps you should kill me and leave me here.
That's hardly a helpful suggestion, Ozair.
You know how helpful I am.
Hold on. I'm going to carefully climb down into this pit under the bar, being careful not to step in any foot-sized holes, and see if there's anything that I can do to extricate Ozair from the situation that they have placed themselves into.
All right. Well, I'm guessing either give me an act under pressure. I guess is going to represent climbing down carefully.
Okay, so I roll plus cool. Let's see how well this goes. My cool is at 0.
Well, I don't make the rules, man.
No, I know.
You should have
This
took
is
that
gonna-
NPC Nipperkin and pushed him down here.
Hey,
That's true.
you fuck with Nipperkin, you feel the horns.
You could have
All
brought
right.
Nipperkin.
Good news, everybody. I got a 7.
A 7.
Yay!
Good.
So on a 7 to 9, you flinch, hesitate, or stall. The MC can offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice.
You can jump straight down on my leg, or you can take a harm.
As you sort of are trying to work out how to get in, you hear from one of the other buildings, "Oi, who's out there?" And then you can go in. And I'm going to quickly go to the toilet, so talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, man.
Oh, we are so fucked.
Oh, yeah, you really are.
I got a gun, so you can take it off my dead body now that your rogue is
First he
dead
has
and
to get
failed
down
to
there.
find the trap.
I have a pair of really sharp scissors.
I've got a gun, but I'm on the other side of the lake, so you guys are on your own.
I wonder how much harm I took from this ingenious foot-sized trap that I put myself into with my dumb move.
And you know, it's just been hanging over the whole game. Like, when is
Yeah.
that shoe gonna drop? Oh, right
Will
there.
he remember?
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, well, is he gonna? I mean, he's probably gonna remember, but I don't want to ask.
3.
But yeah, he's totally gonna remember.
And he did at the worst possible time, which is the best possible time for the MC.
Yeah,
3.
the most dramatic time.
Yeah.
Should I get a gang, or should I get life support, or a different move?
Let's get you out of a hole first.
All
I
I
might
have to
get
do
a
is
gang next.
roll, look at a person, look at a thing, look out into the darkness, see what's coming to kill me.
I took armor, so that's good.
Yeah, good.
I took that divine protection move from the whatever source book. So
Focus.
focus,
Nice.
yes. And I have 1 armor for being religious because that
the
makes
only
sense.
person that has armor.
And it's not even real armor. It's just my faith protects me.
Sorry, magic water armor.
Anytime I would take harm, instead it just happens to hit one of my vials of water and bounce off.
Sorry.
Awesome.
That's the sound of glass breaking and going everywhere.
Should probably start looking ahead to see what playbook I would want to take. Maybe I should take a faceless playbook. I mean, faceless move, like that Rasputin one where I can't die.
That's, well,
That's an awesome one.
that
Right.
would be really convenient to have right about now.
Yeah. So my plan right now is that we are going to hide while this person hopefully doesn't come to investigate. But they will definitely see the piece of sheet metal that's been moved because I can't move that back into place and jump in the hole.
Yes.
Or you can move it back into place and hide and just leave Ozair in the pitch dark with their foot stuck in this horrible trap. And then come back for them in a little bit and hope that they're okay.
And when he comes to inspect, I'll just shoot him.
Yeah.
Pang! Pang! Pang? What gun
Pang.
goes pang?
A tiny one that I have in my hand.
Well, as the canteen has informed us before, if we do end up killing anybody who isn't, like, causing an incident at the source, then we will both be executed.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know that for certain. I was just thinking, if you guys go break into the Khan's top secret jail and murder someone, they're probably not going to take too kindly to that.
Yeah, and they're probably going to know exactly who the fuck did it.
Yeah, the two guys who were saying, hey, we should execute this guy.
Not so top secret that they didn't install some kind of psychic masking
Ooh.
to protect it from people
All right, so
opening
middle,
their minds.
So-
middle secret then.
So I feel like this is a better option. Saffron is going to whisper down to Ozair, "Stay there, Ozair, and keep quiet."
He's down in the mud.
And
Or
then
out here.
he picks up the piece of sheet metal as quietly and as quickly as he can, puts it back over the hole, and then brushes some greenery aside, like over it. Is there any way that I can get this done and then get out of sight?
It's kind of quickly or quietly. It's not really both.
Yeah. All right. In that case, then. You know what? I'm gonna go for quickly, because then I can get somewhere quiet. I can get somewhere where I can ambush whoever's coming to attack us or investigate. So yeah, it's gonna be kind of noisy. There'll be a loud clang as Saffron just drops this piece of metal back into place, and then
Maybe you'll get lucky and he'll think it was like a fox or something. A razback running across the metal.
and then my options for hiding are just like dive into the Verdant.
May I suggest the move Escape a Hunter, as you are now currently being hunted?
Indeed.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. So
It's one that we used last run, but it was
Yeah.
it is one of the newer things.
Subterfuge move. It's a battle move.
subterfuge move. Escape a hunter. Roll plus cool, which is a 0 again. Everyone loves making these moves plus cool.
Or you could try to turn the tables.
You could try
No.
to turn the table.
Never mind. You know that you're the hunted. Never mind.
Yeah,
You know that you're the mouse.
yeah. All right, so Saffron is just going like shit, and gets 7 again. Thank Christ.
Nice. You've had to... Nope. Escape a hunter. On a 7 to 9, your hunter catches you out, but only after you've led them to a place of your choosing. Say where.
All right. I'm gonna run around the opposite side of the building that they're coming from, so that I can wait. And when they come around, I will like put my scissors to their throat.
He'll stab multiple times in the chest.
So, sort of is standing, he's just like a foot away from stepping out into your trap, basically. And he's just standing there. You can tell that he must be looking around. And then he quickly turns round the corner and make me that stab him in the face roll, I guess.
I don't want to stab him. I want to go aggro on him. Does he have a weapon?
He might, but you don't have to. You won't be able to see it before you make your action.
Swear to me.
So you might like go aggro on him with your scissors, and he'll have, some heavy gloves, or he might have a shotgun pressed into your stomach.
Yeah.
Either way, you're going to be facing each other when you go aggro on him.
Yeah.
So that's your luck of the draw, basically.
Yeah. I don't wanna murder anyone unnecessarily.
Go aggro,
So
mate.
I'm gonna go aggro on him. Just like press the tip of my sharp scissors into his throat and say, "Easy there now."
Easy, Tiger.
Yeah. And because I took the devil with the blade, I get to roll plus hot instead of plus hard.
Oh, wow, so I was right to say easy there, Tiger.
Yeah. Let's see.
Ain't no need for nobody to get all hot and flustered. I don't know why you're from the south slash a western.
So that I mark XP, and that gives me a 9.
Nice. On a 7 to 9, you can choose one of the above or one of the following.
All right. So that's up to you because you get to
Oh,
choose.
I choose. Okay.
Yes.
Let
Yeah,
me see
because it says they choose.
Okay, my bad. Get the hell out of the way. Yeah, I'm gonna go for give you something they think you want. Tell you what you want to hear and back. Yeah. They say, look. All right, it's fine. Look, here, you can have it. It's fine. And he pulls out what looks to be keys, very old looking, like an older style key, but it was recently made. Um, it's like a medieval key, but it was clearly something that someone made recently. And they sort of throw it to you as, fine, just go in there, take what you want. I mean, you won't be able to carry much, and I'll just forget that I saw you. All right? Look, and then they close their eyes. I didn't really see your face anyway. I didn't see your face.
Awesome.
All right. Saffron says, get on the ground, face the wall, hands behind your back, nice and
Yeah,
easy.
whatever you say. They have a pistol that they dropped on the ground as well.
Saffron is gonna dip down, trying to keep his scissors to the person's throat as best he can, and just snag that.
Cool.
So he complies. He does that.
Yeah, he does.
All right. Shit. Is anyone else here with you?
Look, you just take what you want. I'm not gonna tell nobody.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, Saffron's gonna stab him in the throat.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
I
I
kind
didn't
of.
want to murder anyone unnecessarily, but after weighing my options,
Well, it kind of occurred to me that I don't really have much of a choice, because if this person does talk, they know that we came and let this person out.
Yeah, but he said he didn't see your face, even though he stared at you for like a good minute, probably.
Yeah, that's kind of. I feel like we have an out for this though. We've if he is indeed planning to escape, what's his face, the assassin, he had to have killed someone in his escape attempt, or he could have rather.
Okay, go for it. You can stab him in the neck. Do you want to stab him in the neck?
Oh shit! I don't really want to. Do I have anything on my person that I could tie him up and gag him with? Or are there vines or something nearby?
There are vines. I would not recommend tying someone up with them, though.
Yeah.
Make him eat them. Make him eat those vines.
You know what? Forget this. changing direction here.
Do it.
Damn it. I don't want to do it, but I kind of don't see any other choice.
Your sting.
It's what my previous Sprawl character would have done. Just blow him away. He's seen you.
Yeah,
Don't you want to feel powerful like a man? You're not a real man until you've taken a life, apparently.
no, we're going to do this the difficult way.
I mean, they're both difficult.
Yeah.
Trust me, I will make both ways difficult.
Saffron puts the scissors back in his belt because now he's got the gun, and he says, "You are going to help me. Stand up. Come over here."
Do you pick up the keys as well, by the way?
Yes, I do pick up the keys.
Yeah, okay. They stand up.
All right. The sheet metal covering over here. Pick it up. Toss it over.
Sure. They lift it up and move it to the side.
All right. We're going down in the hole. You first.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna need to turn around in order to climb down safely, so I'll be facing you. Is that okay?
I'm going to take a step back and cock the pistol and say, "That's fine."
Alright, they turn around and then they sort of stand there and are looking at you as they sort of make motion to get ready to climb down.
Eyes down.
You're not here for the stash, are you?
The stash. The stash of what?
Yeah. Okay. And they sprint into the Verdant, unless you're gonna do something.
No, Saffron is... Yeah. Saffron is kind of too shocked.
Do it.
You've got a gun.
Do it.
All right, fine. Saffron shoots him.
Alright.
No, why would you do that?
I got the
why would
bad,
you do that?
I got the
Oh,
bad decision fairies whispering into my ear.
As he quickly sprints to the left, you train the gun on him and make me act under pressure roll. Do something under fire, rather.
All right, that's plus cool, and I am terrible at that, so let's see how this goes. Fuck no, 4.
Yeah, you fire off a bunch of bullets and they sort of... He's in the Verdant somewhere. You don't know. You didn't hear him scream, but
I yell out from the hole. Maybe he'll get killed by those people that eat the bones. Who knows?
Let's hope so. I'm gonna hop down in the hole and see if I can help Ozair extricate themselves from the trap.
Sure. You can do that, Ozair. You'll take 1 harm in this process.
Would I take a harm initially? Or not?
No, this will be the harm for the total experience.
I would think that, like, as soon as you felt the pain when you tried to pull your foot up, you stopped.
Yeah.
No, she's a glutton for pain. Secret part you don't know about Ozair.
Oh, in that case, you're at 23 on the... You're at 11 on the murder clock.
This
I just keep ramming it into my leg. Ah,
It's
yes.
2,300 hours on the doomsday clock. The digital doomsday clock.
So I got my leg.
Well, I've got a gun and a key.
I believe you need to roll the harm move.
No.
Brandon.
I refuse.
But you've taken a harm.
Plus harm suffered. 1. No, 11.
Oh, oh.
That's what happened the last time.
What are my options again?
I get more harm, or I get unconscious, or trapped, or panicked, or you can choose 2 of the other ones.
I'm gonna say more harm. Just for expedience.
You're making it worse.
Saffron's like, no, just pull it out. It's like a band-aid. You've just got to rip it off. And you're like, that will not work. I will lose a foot. You've got 2.
Got an extra.
I kind of tear my pant and make a makeshift bandage for my leg. Now I have like 1 long leg and 1 short leg, and I hate it.
Johnny Dingo only has 1 foot, and he gets along fine.
You know it's a bad day when you're getting compared to Johnny Dingo.
You
shoot myself.
You
How much
find
harm do I take?
all of it.
Good.
You find down here after I assume you search around.
Yeah.
After you've freed us there, you find cages. They're made out of wood.
How inefficient.
And up the back is someone sleeping. All the other cages are devoid of life. I would not say they're empty.
Dead dudes. Or ladies. Dudes in the gender neutral term?
Dead comrades.
Yes.
Dead dissidents.
They went to Siberia, where they belong.
They've been gulag.
We approach the only supposed living one, I assume.
Yeah.
And you see your quarrel. Your prey. Your attacker.
Well, we found him.
They are sleeping. Like exhaustion sleeping.
I tried the key in the lock.
There is no lock.
Oh.
These cages are nailed shut.
So they're not coming at it. He's not coming out of there.
He's not coming out of there easily. You
Too
think
bad one of you
locks
doesn't
just-
have a crowbar or
You think
Oh.
locks grow on trees? If they're going to be keeping people in here for like 30 days, they might as well just fucking build a cage around them.
I hand Saffron the crowbar. I don't think I have enough leverage to get this open with my horrible foot.
With your clubbed foot.
Yes.
If he should make a move on me, you know what to do.
Do you want me to shoot him? I'm unclear exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Do I shoot him?
Yeah,
If I
shoot
kill
him.
him, okay.
If you kill him,
We'll just take him as far as we can get out into the Verdant. How about that?
yeah.
Verdant. Apparently I'm Spanish.
we will take him to the Verdant.
So yeah, Saffron.
Like to see a movie?
Saffron crowbars the cage open to the best of his ability.
I have
Yeah,
my
you-
pistol pointed at this man.
As you are smashing the wood, the person wakes up and they sort of like pull back towards the cage and they're saying something like, why did they send you? Why have you come? What's, and then they just sort of start screaming.
That's about all Ozair has the ability to do.
You could shoot at them. That normally quiets people up, right?
I am going to point my gun through the cage and yell for him to shut up.
You
Am
get the
I?
cage,
Yeah,
get the
okay.
cage open, and now you've got this hyperventilating, starving, dirty, naked, filth-encrusted person. It's been like a week.
Um,
They look like
Saffron.
they've been down here for years.
Saffron holds his scissors up and says, "You're going to come with us, and you're going to come quietly. Otherwise,
Yes, I will. Release me from this place.
very well."
They
If you
think you.
run,
Yeah.
I will shoot you, and then I will shoot you. Then I will stick you in the Verdant and leave you there.
Yes.
I won't shoot to kill you. I will shoot to wound you.
Yes.
I think he understands. He seems to be broken in some way.
Yes, I'm getting that too. I kind of reach in and haul him to his feet. Can he stand?
Barely, but enough. Just as much as Ozair can.
All right. In that case, I guess Saffron will go. Saffron shoves him ahead of the two of them, and
I look at Saffron and say, if I leave here, do you think you'll be okay?
what do you mean if you leave here?
You should find out what that stash is about.
Yeah.
If I go somewhere else, will you be okay? Once we get him to the boat, at least.
Sure. Fine.
Okay.
Whatever that means, you crazy,
Yeah.
crazy bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what that means.
Saffron's a little pissed right now because this entire thing was very unnecessary, and now someone has seen him.
Ozair, if they knew what happened, would argue with you, but they don't really know.
So yeah, let's get him to the boat.
What boat?
I make a hooting noise for the child to come.
There's nobody out there. You left a child alone on the lake.
In the middle of the night. Well,
In the middle of the night, and then there was strange noises and crashing, and then gunshots.
And they bolted.
That little shit.
Do you want to shoot yourself first, or do you want me to shoot you, and then it'll look like a double suicide?
Well, if Saffron shot himself first, he wouldn't be able to shoot you then.
Well, I'm just... Never mind. What should we do?
Well, if I were writing this as a play, right now would be the time for a Deus Ex Machina. Unfortunately, I don't think that the gods are on our side at all, based on how things have gone in the last half an hour.
Indeed.
Ayazama flies in on his helicopter. Need a lift?
Helicarrier.
Bum, ba-da-ba, bum, ba-da-da-ba, ba.
Thank the source. You know what?
Sorry.
Fuck it. I'm gonna open my brain. I need a way out of here.
Go for it.
Figure it out.
I rolled a 5.
Don't figure it out.
Nice.
Mark XT.
As you open your mind, you see the rock underneath you crack and crumble away and fall to nothing. But you see a glowing, warm light down through these cracks in this deep pit. It's calling you home.
Oh my
And
god.
as you waken from the trance, you see your prisoner staring down at the ground, and they're just saying, "Yes, yes," over and over again as they look down at the ground and said, "Yes, let's go home, yes, yes."
Where? Where are we going? To the
And then
mines?
they sort of reach down towards the ground, and if you don't stop them, they touch it and say, "We can go home," as they stare lovingly at the ground.
How long would it take us to walk?
Through the Verdant?
Well, we're on the shore.
Mm-hmm.
So how long would it take us to walk to the dam?
It'd kind of be like walking through a mangrove swamp. So while it's not a super large distance, it would take you most of the night. Which also means spending most of the night basically in the Verdant.
I could leave, but that would be not very Ozair-like.
You're the one who got me into this mess.
I
Maybe
am.
there's something useful in the stash. I mean, there's not, but I just want you to look in there.
Alright, let's check the stash. We might as well. I want to know what the hell that guy was talking about, and we're not getting any more fucked. You know, we might be, actually, but
Stash? Stash of what?
I don't know. He mentioned some kind of stash.
Well,
Before
hopefully there's some kind
ran
of
away.
small boat that when you put it on water, it increases to a large boat.
We can
It's
only
a
hope.
stash of grow boats.
If only.
If only there were some way to undo the last hour of our lives.
Ozair's great-grandmother had a grow boat.
We find the stash, or
All right.
attempt to.
Yeah, we'll search the building. I'm actually gonna keep the prisoner, you know, under guard as much as I can.
When you walk into this building, there is, for all intents and purposes, a very new-looking bar, like metal bar and grate, like a prison, like prison grates,
Okay.
in front of you, cutting this room in half. On the far side of that grate, on the other side of it, this is like, it's a box of metal on the inside of this shitty old wooden building. And inside this box of metal is a whole shit ton of stuff. You see stockpiles of fuel, you see like fridge. You've seen a fridge before. It appears to be running. You don't see any means by which it would be getting power, but it's running. You see some guns. You see other weapons-looking things. There's some cloth here, some clothing. And Ozair, something stands out to you. It's the piece of the dam that is missing.
There's a piece of the dam missing?
Mm-hmm. The piece that Ethan's predecessors removed.
The turbine.
Oh, from the turbines. Oh, okay.
Yes. How big is it?
Hmm. About the size of a bar fridge, all things considered.
Hmm. Let's see. Okay. Interesting.
What is that?
The way that we can change the entire way we live.
It's sort of wrapped up in like a tarp, and you know exactly what it is from looking at it because you've studied its design, but it's marked as
Unholy item.
no, no, no. It doesn't say that because this is a black site for the cons. It's marked as it says on it war machine components. But then there's question marks. So whoever found this and brought it to the con's secret vault didn't know what the fuck it was.
Are there any like submachine guns or are they pistols and guns?
There are mostly like hunting weapons here, but there
Okay.
is the odd other thing.
Ozair picks up an odd other thing.
Cool. It's
What is this question
it's a
mark?
frog. It's a frog gun. It launches frogs.
Okay, good.
Poison
That is
arrow
definitely
frogs.
an odd other thing.
That's right. Let's see. What did I want to do? I didn't want to do anything.
And unless there's anything else, I was gonna call it there.
All right. Yeah,
Oh, got you stuck in this cool situation.
With
Yeah.
with Ayazama arguing with their partner all the way home.
Oh no. I'm not going to argue. Okay, Ayazama wasn't planning on arguing the fact that she was talking to Pacifica. He's going to try to explain his plans and thought process to Babylon, so she gets on board.
And what is that thought process in as short a sentence as possible?
Let the revolution happen and pit everyone against each other, and then pick up the pieces when everyone else is dead.
You're gonna be Napoleon?
Well, he's been telling Pacifica, trying to get her a little more paranoid, hoping that she cracks down, so that Ozair has more reason to try to kill them, and then see what happens after that.
Maybe you should like start telling her about all this stuff. Like, I've heard rumors that there's people going into prohibited areas. You know?
Yeah. That's
all right. Cool.
That has not escaped his thought.
That'll be. I think that'll be good for next time. So
Yeah.
yes.
yeah.
There you go.
I think you guys have Saffron's support for the revolution because that is the course of action that seems least likely to get him killed at this point.
Isn't it funny how revolution now seems like your safest course of action?
Yes.
Consuls can't be charged for crimes. Dictators can't be charged for crimes as long as they maintain the office of dictator.
Yes.
Who said anything about dictator?
Well, Marius was a good one, and then, like an idiot, he gave it up and then got tried for all of his crimes.
Yeah.
Alright,
All right.
end.
Indeed, that's going to be the end of the session. Let's do our end of session stuff.
Well, I'm going to give +1 Hex to Ozair for that sweet lip lock action.
Yes,
Because you feel like Ozair knows you better
A little bit.
after they've taken your tongue.
Bring me to 0 or 1?
It resets to 1.
1. Okay. Yay, I get an experience, and I get my 3rd level up. Yay.
God damn it.
I am also going to give my point to Ozair because
Hooray.
You didn't
really
really
knows-
interact with Ayasama.
yeah.
And in Ozair's mind, she will give it to Ayazama because she
Oh,
believes that Ayazama is understanding her plight.
oh no, he does. He just wants to be in charge when everything's done.
He
Right.
wants
He's
to
just
be
gonna
in
see.
charge of your plight.
Betrayal.
Yeah.
Stab in the
Betrayal
back.
at the boat on Haunted Lake.
Yep.
Sorry.
Well, he might not have to betray you. If everything goes well, you'll just die in the revolution, and then he'll pick up the pieces. You'll be a martyr for the cause.
Is Betray-You Atreyu's brother?
All right, I got an experience too because my Hicks with Ozair reset just then.
Nice.
Fuck you both.
Oh
Well,
no,
just
that's
randomly
my
kissing
6th
people.
experience of the game.
Well,
Ryan.
you got some weird move. You got some weird XP. And
Yeah,
some hot
I did.
XP.
I did.
You just gotta seduce everyone
Yeah.
next time you get that hot highlighted.
Right.
I figured you're going to be manipulating people. That's why I gave it to you. But then
Yeah. Well,
didn't come up as much.
I threatened a bunch of people. Every time I rolled Go Aggro with my sisters, I rolled plus hot.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
So you would have gotten experience each time as long as they were in different scenes.
Yeah, they were.
All right, cool. Well, I think that's it. Is there anything else we need to do at the end of the session?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Cool. This is getting weirder every fucking run.
Yep.
It is becoming harder and harder to get you, all three of you, to do scenes together too.
Yeah.
I might have to have a chat about that later. But anyway, farewell from the past. I'm Raymond.